the luggage. 2060. There's one of them.
Welcome aboard the Disney Magic. Thank you for information. This afternoon's mandatory emergency drill does not require you to wear your life jacket. Possible. During this video, we will demonstrate the proper method for donning your life jacket, as well as supplying general safety tips to follow while
starting on this side and bring it all the way around.
Just like you might have noticed that we're still alongside here in Miami. We've got a good host today. We're having some good medical to our one of our members on board. And once we get it, we'll get everybody on board. And we'll get the shit on board. Again, this will not.
Hello everyone.
No, we'll take care of the thing, yeah?
Okay. Can I get that blueberry?
I just love happy endings.
Why would you not want to?
They were old. It is said by this was the last. While he took the Roger's situation was his position was, however, undermined by lack of support from the department. And the fourth,
as we forgive those who trespass against us, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, forever and ever.
Yes, I do heartily repent.
notice you're going back to that. Oh, also the other store. Well, one of them is open till 11, and then another one comes.
Who's excited for fireworks? I am so excited. We are just moments away from fireworks. So one more time, I'm going to ask you to make sure you can see that starboard sky, because that's where all the fun is going to be. But I think it is just about time for show. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, here we go. With Mickey and the gang, and of course, our host here. Let's give it up and continue partying. All right, Disney Magic, we lit up that night sky with our fireworks, so we want you to light up the...
Todo izquierdo.
You guys want to go and try? You got a list,
okay? Thank you. Thank you.
Gather all your belongings and take small children by the hand. Lower your head and watch your step as you disembark. Thank you. Have a magical day.
school.
It's gonna take your arms. Yes, you can fight. You can fight. Oh, Stitch will stay behind you.
Stitch. Oh no. As usual, Stitch, are you gonna help us look for treasure? Yeah, we heard there was lots of treasure. I heard you're gonna dig it. Are you gonna dig it? Hey, there we go. We can use this. Okay.
But no, like, you know what I mean? Like, if you don't have... Thank you.
For this one, we're gonna swim it, spin it, roll it, and punch it. Storm inside your breath.
Hey! Look, there we go!
Jenna Ortega from Disney.
I don't know if it is. I'm not sure it's one of them all, but we'll go with it. In the bee column is where the bees go when we say goodbye to them. Oh. Here comes the bee. We're staying alive.
And thanks for sailing with us.